Hi, I'm Natasha Kashi Jalanen. My candidate number is 2331.
I'm Jeng Ao. My candidate number is 2060.
We'll be doing question 1. In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and convention of real media products?
Our music video, album cover and artist website all use some forms and conventions of real media products while developing or challenging others.
Yeah, the music video incorporates features commonly found in music videos, which were identified by theorists such as Andrew Goodwin and Cara Vanellis. So what do you feel like was the most important thing when determining how our music video is going to look like?
There's quite a lot of things, but I think overall it's like genre.
Yeah, the genre, like the song.
Can change a lot.
Yeah, because the genre of the song helped confirm and form the conventions of the music video. That's one of Goodwin's theories. For instance, like rock music.
Yeah, they wouldn't have like a dance number in it. They just have like the band performing mostly.
Yeah,
because that's what people would see.
For instance, Kings of Leon on Call. Here you see a band. It starts off with the band and just singing.
Just plain performance, them singing to the camera, playing their guitars and drums.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So like for our genre, our song was hip hop, R&B, and we took this in consideration, deciding the elements of our music video, and by deciding that, we chose to have performance. So we were particular in our dance moves, making them strong, sharp moves with grooves, gestures.
Especially because our target audience was females.
Yeah.
We didn't want to over-sexualize it. We wanted to make it so it was a strong female role models.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we could also appeal to the male audience because they were so confident that they were attractive.
Our chosen genre for our song was
hip hop,
R&B and pop.
Yeah.
We took this in consideration when designing every single element of our music video. For instance, the performance.
Yeah, we chose quite strong dance moves.
Strong.
Typical of R&B and hip hop.
Yeah, like the typical grooves, so street dance basically. We used specific clothes and lighting. And the concept, we used specific clothes.
And we based the artists' attitudes and personalities off hip-hop R&B artists.
Yeah, which are like normally associated with gangsters. So we had loads of jewelry, which represents like gold jewelry, which a lot of gangsters would wear.
Quite confident.
The clothes that were chosen were bright, like the background was bright, to give the bubbly pop feel of the music video, and the clothes, they were very glamorous and R&B looking with like high-waisted jeans, crop tops. The hair was blowing long, like girly pop music.
Very feminine.
However, we challenged this convention by breaking the conventions of how females are represented in typical R&B genres. For instance, Beyonce, Why Don't You Love Me? She's on the phone,
crying, about love, probably a breakup, wearing quite revealing clothing, and doing very feminine chores such as cleaning.
Yeah, flowering. She's like shaking, showing off her body parts, and women are seen as emotional. So it's almost I don't know. Yeah.
It's just picking up on a common stereotype of females.
We didn't break the convention, however, we just modernized it for today's society, and we showed our women as our two artists as strong
and quite open-minded. Maybe they just want to do what they like to doing.
Exactly. For instance, we have them boxing and playing with cars, which you wouldn't normally associate girls doing. Also playing with balls, so doing sports. Here's us playing with toys like cars and boxing. And here's boxing. All the conventions that you wouldn't normally see girls do, like represented in a very different way.
It's very contrasting because she's wearing a really feminine costume and she's wearing boxing gloves at the same time.
Yeah. We also didn't have close-ups of their female aspects.
We had more close-ups of their faces showing off their beauty rather than their bodies and their actions. So if they were doing a particular gesture, then we're focusing on that rather than their bodies.
Exactly. Another way we broke it was in this genre, a normal music video concept would be about love, especially by female artists, partying.
Just what we saw earlier, Beyonce.
Yeah, breaking up. So our music video was about friendship, competition, which I guess opposes this stereotype.
We noticed that many music videos illustrated, amplified or contradicted the lyrics of the song. And this is actually one of Goodwin's theories. Although in our video we didn't illustrate, amplify or contradict the lyrics, we decided to base the music video off the artist identity in order to sell the artist's debut single and themselves.
Yeah, we felt this was more important than illustrating, amplifying or contradicting the lyrics, as this is their first single and music video. This is in fact another convention of Goodwin. He states that music videos sell their artists through the visual hooks. So when filming, we made sure we had loads of close-ups and visual hooks showing their trademarks, like for instance their hair. Their hair is long and it's constant through all the music video, the website and the album. Like for instance Jessie J, where when she first came out she was known for her fringe, so we thought we should keep the
and our logo that can be seen on at the end of the video and on the website and on the album cover. Within our video there's many references of looking, so we have the two artists looking at each other throughout the video, so looking disapprovingly, or so that she's seeing her as like enemy or something.
Almost comparing her to herself.
Exactly.
Like almost a jealous look, like what are you doing? Like I want to be better than you, kind of thing. But we not only did we have that notion of looking
between the two artists,
between the two artists being rivals, but we also had the looking of them being being friends and like just having a laugh and being friends and hugging and stuff like that.
From an audience point of view, looking at the two artists as role models, and that is what we wanted to show them as role models to young females, which is our target audience. So we had them as we said, playing with cars and boxing, so looking up at them as a contemporary modern female who are noticed in this society. And they're stylish, but they like to have fun and they're outgoing. Yeah, outgoing. Energetic. And they're not looked in a voyeuristic way where men would look at them as an object, so they're not objectified. Instead, they may be appealed by their confidence and their personality rather than their bodies. Yeah. And so we also wanted the audience to be able to look at them and be like, I want to be like them, and so wanting to wear their clothes, and so they and practicing the dance moves and singing the songs and along. Buying into the products. Yeah, and buying into the products. Music and the clothes and stuff like that. And not seeing in a sexual way through the camera movement at all. So to continue on the reference of notion of looking, in our music video we didn't use the characters or the camera movement to show
people looking. Instead, we use screen movements to show a multiple thing. You see the screens moving, so you see all the different types of clothes that she can wear, and that so it gives the audience a lot to look at, so that they want to keep repeating to watch it,
to catch all the details in the video.
Exactly, and there's a lot to look at, and yeah,
keeps the audience interested.
Intertextual references are often seen in loads of music videos. We notice this with a lot of songs. For instance, we decided to do the Beyonce "Uh-Oh" dance, which is where she's shaking her body, and because we are R&B genre and Beyonce's R&B genre, we thought people who'd love Beyonce would also love our music video, so we had intertextual reference to her. Here I'm doing the Beyonce dance, and obviously I can't do it well, so Vicky looks at me disapprovingly. We have other intertextual references, such as to do with our genre, such as the gold jewelry, where I hold up a whatever jewelry, which is a lot of attitude from R&B artists, which take that gangster feel and look. But we also have loads of...
we have these jackets in the video that the girls wear at one point. And the Letterman jackets, which are really popular in Americans, they're called baseball jackets, I guess you can call them. And I guess people would recognise it almost instantly, and sports fan would feel connected with that type of jacket because it's commonly used.
And it's become very popular these days, like for the last year, a lot of people. So we've been looking at what is in. There's 4 things that make up a music video: the narrative, the editing, the camera movement and framing, and digesters.
We didn't think it was that important to have a narrative in the video because we thought we wanted to show the characters of our artists rather than base a story around it, and we worried that we'd stick too much to a narrative and then it would come into, say, like a short film. But on the other hand, we didn't want it to have no narrative or no content at all, or otherwise just be putting in random stuff, and that's not what we want.
So instead, we had a short, like a simple, loose narrative, and which had a development where we decided that we were gonna base it on performance instead of narrative more. So as Carol, one of the one of the theorists, she suggested like it's even more narrative or more performance. Ours was more performance, but we still had a loose narrative. Our narrative is about enemies competing in many different, in like having many differences, and then bringing them together at the end. However, it is an open interpretation of our music video for the audience. Performance is mainly, we base the performance mainly on the artist, the editing, and the dancing, the singing. This is all to entertain the audience more than the actual story.
And to sell our artists to the audience.
Yeah.
Our video was a visual response to our lyrics. Because in the lyrics they were saying, "Do my thing," which is do whatever you want, do what you want to do, rather than what people tell you to do. And that's what artists do. They dress how they want to, and they dress and they do what they want to, not because other people do it, but because they want to do it.
Yeah.
And then because the two artists are so different in what they want to do, they still become friends because they both want to do what they want to do.
This was important because we wanted to project a very strong female aspiration to those children in schools who get bullied because they do their own thing, and like show you can make friends by doing your own thing. You don't have to follow the crowd and stuff like that. And so these two friends are like very close, even though they have a lot of differences. But we also wanted it not to be too heavily based on such a strong concept, but we wanted them to have fun enjoying watching it. and so a lot of comedy by them throwing balls and at each other's heads and stuff like
and
that.
running around with animals.
Yeah.
And playing with toy cars. Yeah.
The structure had a very strong development as you get to the rap, you see them
a lot more friendlier than they did at the start. At the start, they were like pushing each other away, and
there were loads more split screens. They were never in shots together unless they were pushing each other. But this one, like, they're dancing together by the rap and everything.
And by the end.
By the end, they're all dancing together.
So they're doing the same moves. They're kind of dancing along.
Very contrast to the beginning. Okay, with editing, we had a lot of conventions that a lot of music videos would have, where like the editing is done on the beats and on the songs
and on the impacting lyrics. Start video had very fast-paced editing because it was very quick, and it slowed down a bit towards the first chorus because they slowed down a bit. But when we got to the rap, it sped up a lot because we had to keep up with the rap, and it's quite fast.
Yeah, we wanted a development in the editing, so by when it came to the rap, we definitely speed it up. So there was a lot more to see, and like the audience are more excited, and there's a development, not a constant pace that you would normally find in films. We also had a lot of cutting from close-ups to long shots, which isn't a normal convention in films, but it is a very strong convention in music videos, as Carol Vernalis says.
One of the themes of our music video was our split screens, which you see here, and we drew inspiration from that from Beyonce's Countdown. She has quite a lot of split screens and changing colours, and this sort of goes against the Carol Vernalis theory of music videos about having no match-on actions during our video, but we had one right at the start when we closed up here, and that breaks typical music convention stuff theory. Move on to camera work.
Camera movement and framing. This is used to show the artist features, and show the movement of the music and the movement of the artist. We use this in a way like
at the start we had lots of close-ups to not reveal our artist too quickly. We had less shots of the body because we didn't want to focus too much on the sexual aspects of the female body. Rather, we wanted to focus on the beauty aspects.
So the whole body as a whole, not
or on the face.
Or the face. We had loads of close-ups, and however we broke this. We didn't follow this camera movement and framing convention. Instead, we used the editing more. We used the editing more for this for movement. By doing the screen movements instead of using camera movement to build the movement of the beat. So we didn't follow the camera movement framing aspect of creating movement in the music video. Instead, we used the editing by having screen movements. This brought a lot of movement to our video instead of just the camera movement, which we had some, but we had an equal amount of screen movements and camera movements. As
we said before, there's quite a lot of development in our video. So at the start we have quite quick shots, all close-ups because we didn't want to reveal too much of the artist. And then as I got to the chorus, it slowed down a bit with quite a few long and mid shots showing the interaction between the two artists. And towards the rap, it got a lot of more close-ups and mid shots. but lots of long shots sort of thrown in there. But it sped up a lot during the rap, and then it slowed down again towards the end as the song mellowed out. Another thing that developed during the video was the friendship between the two originally enemies, sort of competing against each other throughout the whole video, but towards the end they realised that they were friends, they didn't need to compete anymore.
Yeah. Another thing that was important for our music video to have was the uses of gratification. So this came under 4 topics: diversion, personal relationship, personal identity, and surveillance. Through diversion, we made sure that
our video was quite upbeat and colourful and fun, so that our audience would escape from their problems through our video by watching our video, because it's quite carefree.
Personal relationships, we felt like, because our narrative is about friendship, we felt like the audience can look at this music video and relate it to themselves, and how they can build on their relationships with friends and
even enemies.
Yeah, even enemies, and
maybe can't go against their differences.
Yeah, go against.
Come together, and at the end, when they become friends, the audience will feel a bit relaxed, because there's a happy ending to this video.
Yeah. Yeah. Personal identity, and this was important as our song was called. The song is called "Do My Thing," which is reflecting on themselves, finding yourself, and just doing your thing, and expressing yourself. Like we wanted these guys, we wanted our artists to do through the music video, where they're performing to the audience, expressing themselves, dancing freely, not just choreography, but also just
freestyle. And we had our dance group doing freestyle at the end, doing their own thing to the song.
Yeah. Through our music video, there's a lot of new fashion. And so the audience are kept up to date with the new what's in fashion, and how women seen as in today's modern society, as just doing their own thing, and
don't need to conform to the stereotype that women stay in, like, do chores, cook.
Yeah.
And in this video we have a lot of our artists are playing with more traditionally masculine toys, like sports balls and cars and boxing gloves, and
a lot of male associated stuff.
From what we've noticed by looking at other album covers by real artists, that album covers typically have images of the artist name, logo, name of the album, title track listing, barcode, record label, and all that stuff. And
we made sure we had that as well. We noticed that girl groups, we looked at girl groups since ours is a duo girl group, and especially looking at hip-hop R&B artists, they tend to show all their members in equal lights, giving them that same amount of attention by looking at the Spice Girls, for instance. They all have a letter, and are shown from a mid shot.
Yeah. The Girls Aloud, they have long shot where they're all in line
together,
and they're all holding a microphone
and all wearing the same kind of clothing.
And then Little Mix, they each have a corner, and they have their trademark colours with the red, with the pink and the blue, and then the logos here.
Yeah. In this particular genre, we find that debut albums tend to be very colourful, unlike, for instance, rock, where they would have more stronger black or red colours.
A bit more contrast than colours.
Yeah. for instance, what we've seen in Girls Aloud, they have pink and green.
Little Mix with, like we said, with the red and
the pink and blue, and Spice Girls with all the different colours for each letter. Yeah.
We noticed this and we chose a eye-catching blue and purple for our trademark colours.
We chose these colours because they were strong
and they suited their character as well.
Yeah, showing their independence and
and the strong
female characteristics.
Yeah. And we made our logo using those colours, which appears on the website and the album cover and the music video. So it's
a synergy throughout.
Since our core audience is 16-24 females, we wanted to appeal to them by having a strong female role model for them to look up to. So on the back of our album cover, we had the girl standing in quite a strong dominant pose. Yeah,
where their feet are apart and their hands on their hips, almost looking down on you, but in a role modeling way. So they're strong, independent,
and they're quite central, so it's balanced.
We
noticed that modern album covers had more mid shots than close-up rather than long shots than
like Girls Aloud, which was a few years ago. Like Beyonce, which has they do close-ups more because they want to show the beauty of the artist, especially in R&B.
So with our album cover, we had the girls mid shots instead of a long shot like they would do, say, like 10-20 years ago.
Yeah. In our inside cover, we had a lot of varied shots for the buyer to be more involved. No. In our inside cover, we had a lot of shots, a variety of shots for more of the artist identity to appeal to the audience more.
And we had the theme of split screens, which goes quite nicely with the music video, since that was the music video's split screen theme.
Yeah,
it's quite a nice way to join up the two products
together.
Yeah,
creating synergy between those two as well. With the website, we noticed websites are there to brand the artist and communicate to the audience. It's the hub of all other platforms such as Facebook,
Twitter, YouTube, all the links to the
online
artists,
stores, events, pages.
Yeah, you'll find it all on the website, which is where the artists will want you to look first if you're looking. Looking for them.
And so that is one of the main things to have on your website is a navigation bar. Every single website, such as Little Mix
have a navigation
bar at the top with their logo near either right next to it. And Jessie J also has a navigation bar.
So that audience can move around easy on the website and they don't have to go through any fuss of looking for stuff themselves. We also noticed that, especially for female artists, there's a lot of a strong artist identity within the website. So on Jessie J, we have a large image of her right on the front page, and so does Little Mix with 4 images of them.
At the top, they always have their image at the top, so we put our images at the top and
as well. Our logo on
right next to between us. We also noticed there's always a colour scheme. For instance, Jessie J has
black and gold,
and Jessie Little Mix has pink, purple, and blue, and a little bit of yellow. And so we created the colour scheme of blue and purple in our which tied in with everything. We also noticed that Jessie J had a plain simple background, just black and white, so we decided to just have a simple but glamorous background so the viewer can focus on the text and the image instead of a lot of things going on, so it's all central for the audience to look at.
We wanted to sell our artists as much as possible, so we created pages where you could buy their products with all their logos, and you go to a music page where you could click on a link and buy their songs.
But also sing their lyrics.
And also see the lyrics.
So that they can also sing along with the song, so that they buy into the artist, so they can interact with the artist. By, as we mentioned about them being role models, they can want to sing along and practice to be like them.
And could also stream the music so that they could preview the music before they actually buy it. So if they actually become a fan of the music before they buy it, they'll be more likely to get the music if they heard the music beforehand. Which is what a lot of artists do nowadays. They show their songs on YouTube or SoundCloud, and people who become interested through that buy their music. Fans can get to know our artists through the story page, where we have a short story talking about how they became famous and how they were discovered by Snapback Records, our record company.
And we also have a gallery page, so there you kept info with what photo shoots they've just done, or what music channel. We've only got the photo shoot for the promo, for the album cover. We also have a fan page and a Twitter feed where they can get involved in conversation and Facebook conversation and post their pictures to feel interacted and to
talk to the artists, and the artists could read their comments. And we have the Twitter on the front page where you could tweet our artists and maybe they'll reply.
And tweet about the artists and say what you like. We also have the news feed, which keeps all the their fans up to date, which is very important.
So we have news about a single being released, the tour dates being released, a new competition with a beauty company of some sort.
Which was very important, as this creates a symbiosis between
companies, and that helps sell both the artist and the product, so it's beneficial for all of them.
This competition is also very good, as we're targeting 16 to 24-year-olds who like to get involved into competitions, as they would most likely want to win MAC, like cosmetic stuff.